Thank you. Sorry for this. Good morning. So, the title of my presentation today is Project eHarta, Collaborative Initiative to Digitally Preserve and Freely Share all cartographic documents using FOSS4G software. I'm not alone. I'm not the only author of this presentation. Along with me are my colleagues Stefan, Constantinescu, and Ioan Rus. But the results presented here are not our. We are not the only authors. We have many more. We'll see in the end. This work done by an impressive number of people. Okay, everything will be slightly different from what you see in a previous day. The same topic, historical maps, but we'll focus more on how to preserve this with the help of the community. And my presentation will have the form of a cookbook, so if you want to do this kind of work yourself, I'll try to give us some advices on how it worked for us and what we accomplished. Okay, so if we follow this, the entire outline of the presentation is cooking stuff. So our ingredients for this project were thousands of historical maps in scan form, and hundreds of community members of the geospatial.org community. For those of you who don't already know what geospatial.org is, I'll just say in a few words. It's a community with 5 years history. So we have this website where we publish geo-knowledge and geo-data. And we do this in our free time. We don't have any financial support. So with these two ingredients, we try to make thousands of maps available to the broad community, free of charge. Okay, this is the goal here. So free online access to thousands of historical maps, map sheets and maps from atlases in the georeference form. So we want to provide geotiff files for a user without GIS knowledge. We also want to provide an easy way to browse online maps as zoomified tiles. And of course, everyone knows how to use Google Earth, so we also intended to make the maps available in the KML file format for Google Earth. And of course, for most advanced users and for the online applications, we try to create standard web services like WMS, WMTS, and for some derived word, WFS. Okay, as all recipes, and we have some restriction. You know, some people don't eat meat or they don't eat salty and so on. So we also have some restriction in this project, and this is mostly due to lack of money. We have no money whatsoever. We have only the community, the enthusiasm, the knowledge of the community, but no money for this. And especially in these times of financial crisis, it's maybe not easy to do things without financial support. Let's go forward to see what we've done. So, well, that's because we have no money and we don't pay anyone and we have no contracts with nobody. But we ask the community to get involved. We have to be careful not to let anybody down, and we need some rules for that engagement with the community. And what we do is we offer some friendly web interfaces for operations related to all map georeferencing and documentation. We offer some feedback channels like mailing list, forum. We guarantee that the final products will be released under an open license, open We ensure the public recognition of each member contribution. This is important. And of course, because we deal with a number of unknown people in the community, we need some user content control mechanism. Just to be sure that no one will do bad things to our database. Okay, let's go to some more practical things. What you use to put this project in the scene. So we have mainly two things. First, we need a hardware infrastructure. As I mentioned, we talk about thousands of maps and web services, and this requires first an underlying hardware infrastructure. And as you see, our budget was quite impressive. So this is how our high-tech data center looks like. We mostly use second-hand servers. The one in the middle, I think, is more than 12, 13, 14 years old. Yunus, I think is as old as our friendship. Yes, okay. But we have some clever guys who managed to somehow tie together these old machines and put it to work in a clever way. And of course, we need some software to put on top of this. So we deploy an entire ecosystem of application, free and open source one. This is what we can afford, and this is by no means are less good than the proprietary ones. So there are a number of things put on this machine. So if you want to see it as an architecture, we have the users who can use a web or a desktop client to access our system, where they can search, browse, request historical maps, and retrieve back results as georeference, zoomify, what I mentioned before. And on the server side, we have this stack of applications that are taking the request and send the desired output to the user. I just want to mention things like Postgres plus PostGIS, GeoServer plus GeoWebCache for the web services, GeoNetwork for catalog, OpenLayers, GeoX, XGS for the web mapping client. And of course, into the system is also the community who contribute with a number of things. Okay, so everything is free and easy to use and configure. Okay, what we did. So first, we asked the community to help us to document some maps. We started with a series of map sheets already mentioned yesterday, called Plan di Direttore di Trage. So these are in scale 1 to 20,000, roughly from the border survey before the First World War. We have a couple of thousands of these map sheets, and we created this kind of interface for the user to be able to select a number of maps they want to work on. So to make sure that the work will not be duplicated, first the user has to log into this, to get an account, log into this kind of interface, select the map sheets they want to work on. We have a number of filters. For example, they could use a map to select the maps from his, I don't know, region or area of interest, and then mark those map sheets as being in worldwide, to reserve those map sheets to work on. And then they could go to another interface. I think I have a movie, yes, for this. Let's see if it's started. So the whole process is illustrated by this movie. So log in, select a map, and then goes to this another interface. Oops. Computer. Oops. That's
another connection.
No. The whole computer somehow it's not working. Okay, I have to reboot, so apologize for this. This is not a Mac OS related thing as they laugh about, so just rebooting. It will take 2 minutes. I apologize for this. It's my fault, I'm running low on disk space. Not enjoying this.
Maybe based on what you've been saying already, Vasile, we can use this opportunity.
Yes, you could ask a question if it's already.
I wanted to ask you, because you were just at the beginning of it, but the users that really worked on the project, were they users outside of your closer community that you were already working with, or were they people that you already had? I'm just curious how much people really got in.
Our community is like 600 people on the mailing list, more than 600. The close community is like 40 people, but for this project we had people from the close community, the broad community, out and outside, just visitors of our website, not even members of the mailing list. So it's all kind of people. You'll see later that the problem is that we don't have enough work to handle, to give to these communities. They are moving too fast for what can we provide. It's an amazing response. I'll mention this in figures later in the slides. But yeah, from everywhere. It's not, and we have a couple of people from outside Romania also. Even that the interfaces here are mostly in Romania. Some figure out how to create an account and yeah.
It's great to see that you're able to involve some of the users, that people don't just come to your portal and use the data. So
yeah, you have to be trusted by. You have to be very careful not to be honest to them, to provide in time feedback, and to release everything for free.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's see if I can resume. Yeah, I just saw, Microsoft just launched a table, yes, a table, and it stopped working during the launch presentation. That poor guy was quite scared.
Internet spacing something?
It's already what was before. No, a number of services are still loading. That's another one. Okay, let's see if now it's working. Okay, so again, selecting the map, and then you have this kind of interface. You have the map on the main side. You could zoom in and find a number of details we require to be filled in the left form. So it's quite easy for the community members to pan and zoom the map, and then to fill the form in the left part. And then when everything is done, just save it and change the status of the map to finished. Okay. We had for this step we first published almost 2,000 maps, and they are documented in 5 days and a half. Okay, we are please, and with the results, and we said it's time to go a step further, and we created another interface to put georeference control point, again by the community. Because it's a map series, we already know the corner coordinates, so we just need the pixel coordinates of each corner of the map, and we create this kind of easy to use interface and ask them the movies here. So to do again, to select the maps we want to work on, and then again pan through the map, zoom, and mark the corners with some easy to use controls like this. Have to number and do this, repeat this for all 4 corners, and save that. And there we'll be able to use some scripts to automatically process the map sheets. And this activity was took less than 24 hours, and we had a lot of people. We launched the idea on Sunday evening, and was finished very quickly, and a number of people didn't have the chance to work on any map sheet because were done in just with the speed of light, and they want to contribute, but there's no map left. So after that, we create this kind of script to process the map, remove the map color, and create a mosaic, and optimize for fast display on the web, and so on. And I'll get into details. Okay. Another thing we are doing, this is not open to the community, it's just a project of one of our colleagues in Brașov, Bogdan Kandra, and his company, as a company in the forestry related stuff. And he created another web application and asked his staff to start digitizing the forest boundary. They did some, this is much more complicated. It's not something that an average user can do because the maps sheets are quite different in the way the forest is represented, and you need a little bit of knowledge on how to do this. But it's a work in progress, and we are thinking on how to open this to a broader community to be able to do this faster. We'll see how it goes. But just an idea, we intend to do more of this kind of project, to digitize things collaboratively with the community, with easy-to-use tools, web tools from this kind of maps. And, okay, let's see what we did with the maps. So we create this kind of web services. This is, again, the example is for the Untitled Chapter, but we have more of that. So that was the steps to publish the web services for the Untitled Chapter. We create a mosaic. This is almost 500,000 by 300,000 pixels in size. And create web services using GeoServer and so on. Who is interested to download the geotiff files can use this easy-to-use interface. So you have fields you can search for. So, for example, you can narrow the time period of your search to retrieve maps published I don't know, between a year and a year. You could select on the map just for a specific area, and so on. You could use complex filtering. You could use the map, the special filtering, and some attributes, and so on. Compose the filters. You could also see the maps on the web, Zoomify client. We also have a small, easy-to-use web application where you could I have a movie here. The interface changed a little bit. I didn't update the movie. We have more data now here, so you could use this easy-to-use web application to zoom through the maps. We have a slider, and then you could adjust transparency. Very, very basic stuff. But A lot of people are now using this web mapping application. Right now it's in the top 5 pages on geospatial.org. That's cool. You could also see the maps in Google Earth. So the maps are streamed to the local machine by our server. And of course, access it, has the knowledge how to access this through desktop clients, through WMS or WSC or WSTS. Okay, some more info. I'll skip very fast with this. I put these slides because are quite dear to me, because in some parts of my activity I do rapid mapping along with Stefan in case of floods, and we did use historical maps to see a number of things on historical maps. This was a nice map. So you could see a 100-year-old Austrian map. On top of that, we really had the outline of a flood from 2006 along the Danube. You could see all that area was flooded, but before that, it was now we have a dike in its agriculture areas, but before was full of swamps and lakes, and we had a large meadow and plenty of space for the water to go to fill in. And there are no recorded floods in these villages. I was in the most affected village in Rast during the flood, and a lot of people, especially the old one, refused to leave the village. And the village was surrounded by waters, saying that never the water reached their houses, because in the collective memory of the village, never Danube flooded their village. But now with this dike bridge, a lot of water, the pressure was very high, and the village was almost completely destroyed in the end. All the villages were affected on the first terrace of Danube. And I have some more examples, but I don't have the time to explain this. I'll skip it, sorry. Public recognition. We received quite impressive feedback for this project, and at some point we decided to go on this competition called Open Data Challenge that was organized by the Open Knowledge Foundation and the European Commission. And the challenge invited designer, developers, researchers, journalists, and the general public to come up with ideas that make use of open public data. They had 4 sections: application, ideas, visualization, and open data. And they attract 430 entries, and they offer some prizes, not much, but they had a panel of experts who analyze and select the winners, and somehow we managed to, on the data section, we're quite surprised and happy and proud for this. And the prize was awarded in a huge conference, the first digital agenda conference in Brussels by you see the Vice President of the Commission, Nelly Cross, and in the right part of the age is our colleague Elena receiving the prize. It was quite impressive. The attendance of more than 600 people was quite interesting. And after that, we received quite nice feedback from a number of countries and from NGOs and companies from Romania. So I'd like to conclude now. In numbers, we had 7 campaigns until now. Like the one I use it as an example, the one that hydrogen. We have more than 300 registered users. We published almost 3,000 maps, approximately 1.5 terabytes of raw data. Of course, the community and the free software was a huge. We could not be done with these resources without these things along with us. So we have many other thousands of maps that are waiting to go online. The only thing is our free time is it's not much, it's difficult. So our experience until now is we spend more time to create an interface than the community needs to, I don't know, to document or to help us in georeferencing. Of course, we need to identify other sources of data, create more types of web services, create more complex things on the web mapping application, for example. The international dimension, receive requests from France, Czech Republic, Poland. People want to use the same so the same architecture we created to publish their own data. I don't know how to handle this yet, but yes, we are very open, and we have Hungarian friends who will also contribute soon to this. Yeah. And maybe to find some money to finance the activity in the future. I'd like to thank all the 325 people who registered and contributed to our project. And at the end, thank you to use the URL to read more, to find more. We have English translation for all the pages related to the eHarta project. So thank you. I think I'm over time, so the question maybe discussion time. We decided.
Thank you very much, Vasile.